Good evening, YouTube. HeirofCarthage here. What the crap's going on? Guess I gotta throw my line in there. Welcome back to the deserts of Kharak, where we're gonna be watching Artist and Last Rites face off in round 8 of, I believe this is Artifact Cup 18. I'm several Artifact Cups behind at this point, and we're watching this from the perspective of Artist, who's playing as Knef, and we're gonna be watching him go up against the Soban of Last Rites. Let's go over to the production so I can keep track, and I gotta remember these controls. Let's take a look at the overhead on the map. So the Gaussian territories, yeah, okay. Myself oriented. You got your 3 home base mining here, got your artifacts out in the center, and then of course here's Last Rites and his Soban carrier up here. Last Rites is known as Dreamland on YouTube. He has a channel. You should definitely go check it out. He's got some great Deserts of Kharak content, if that's what you're looking for. I've also seen him do some StarCraft, and I want to say he even had a foray into Warhammer once. I can't remember. Maybe he didn't. I know he likes Warhammer. Or maybe not as much as Deserts of Kharak, but I've definitely seen him keep up with it some. So yeah, go check him out. He's got a great channel. I've never seen Artist play before, so I'm excited. Kind of see how these players, I say new players, he may not be a new player at all. First time I've seen him. I love to see how it factors in, see what their skills are, see how they like to play. See, he's got a production cruiser headed over, and I'm assuming he's probably going to chase refinery mode. He's hitting sand skimmer, of course, because it's very early on. And the Knef base runner's moving up. No blast drones as of yet. This is his extraction zone. Let's look at those again. So Last Rites extraction zone over here in the red, and then the one for Artist over here on the right.
Base runner moving. Confirmed.
Dropping some ARM logistics modules, which definitely one of the things that give the Soban their flavor. And it can be a nasty flavor if they get them strong enough. So we're just going to take a look here. Yeah, we can't really see what Last Rites is doing from a tech perspective here. So kind of hard to say. Does he still have his base runner up? He does not. So he's recycled his base runner, but I don't see a support cruiser just yet. And there's not one on the production queue. He's going to AAVs, and that's probably a good call because here comes the blast drones.
New course entered.
He's going to need something to protect against these. Let's see if the blast drones do their job here, which is to explode stuff. Yep, AAV's up, so that's going to be pretty clutch. And then the ALMs, the ARM logistics modules, doing their job there, so no damage. And then a nice job spreading out his salvagers just in case they'd gotten in there to try and explode. So good play by Last Rites. Those blast drones can be devastating if they get in there properly. Look at this though, there's 2 base runners. So for a multiple base runner build here, the AAV is going to push the base runner. Now it could drop a blast drone and try and push it back. That's expensive. It looks like that's what he's going to do. Blast drones up, sand skimmer up. So we got a couple of skimmers coming out of the production cruiser here. Still long haul mining though, so he does not have production.
Moving to destination.
He has enough money for it. Resources, I should say.
Destination locked in.
Nice smoke here from the Knefi base runner. Gonna get the capture in, so 2 artifacts up, and that's a big deal on the Knefi carrier because of its missile systems. That gives significant power to the Knef missile systems.
Taking enemy fire.
But 3 AAVs now up for Last Rites, and if he pushes, he's gonna be putting some pretty serious pressure on the Knef mining. 4 AAVs. So yeah, that's a significant amount of pressure that he can put, and Last Rites is cranking up a support cruiser, which means that he's about to improve his economy. So militarily lagging a bit here for the Knef. And the refinery mode's coming down. He's going straight to interceptor though. That could be interesting. Depends on what Last Rites does in terms of any air defense. Looks like maybe some desperate blast drones. There's going to be some missiles. The Knef carrier is going to scoot up to try and push back these AAVs. This is a very sensible move. Let's just see what happens here. Yeah, the AAVs are causing some trouble. So Artist is taking a beating here on his economy. This AAV rush is very, very dangerous if you don't have the right way to counter it. And you kind of have to be into railguns quick or your own assault ships. You can see a little bit sitting out here for the K'Nef player, and he's using his missiles, trying his best to beat back this attack. But the damage is done, and it's significant. And with a production or support cruiser up, Last Rites is going to be sitting pretty, but a potential backstab coming in here. We'll see how that plays out. The ALMs, though, can make that very difficult. The K'Nef carrier's none too fast either. Here comes the interceptors, though. Interceptors up. They should be able to finally shut this down. They don't do a ton of damage to a heavily armored vehicle like these, and look at that, damage and armor upgrades already. The Last Rites, so he's pretty serious. A lot of damage done before that was shut down. You can see the veterancy there, and finally an assault ship up. Last Rites now, though, is going to know that there's air, so we'll see whether or not he invests in fighting that back. Coming along around the flank here in this backstab, there is an ALM over here, which is nicely placed by Last Rites, because that'll help slow down any assault from this direction, because it has that stun ability. So, definitely, yep, look right there. See, the ALM's going to stun these blast drones as they're coming in. And it's going to slow this down and give Last Rites a knowledge that it's on the way. Let's see what happens. He splits up his resourcing very nicely. Going to lose a salvager, maybe just one salvager for 2 blast drones. Not a great trade. Not a great trade. Okay, let's see what's going on over here. So the assault ship, still the only military unit out, and it looks like the resourcing trying to be rebuilt here for the K'Nef. They do now have the production cruiser refinery mode. They keep both base runners. Both base runners are still up, and there's another artifact coming back, but strike fighters up. Let's see what the strike fighters are targeting. They're going to go for the production cruiser, but the production cruiser has anti-air, and there's not enough strike fighters to kill it. Oh, yes there is. Yes there is. I stand corrected. But there's interceptors up too, and the interceptors are going to be able to shut that down. An attempt to snipe the production cruiser looks like it's going to be stifled. So pretty clutch save there for Artist. He needed that bad. Losing that production cruiser would have definitely been a nail in the coffin, but there's trouble scooting across the deserts here. It no longer shows a damage upgrade. Maybe that was just from high ground or something. That must just be an armor upgrade.
Sand skimmer construction complete. Rally point.
Alright, so let's see how this plays out. A base runner up now for Last Rites.
Blast drones ready to deploy.
And it looks like this this assault ship's trying to help run this artifact, and it looks like another artifact, so it looks like that Artist is going to be trying to push an artifact win. He's heavily dependent on these interceptors right now, and he can use them to try and put some distance here between himself and these AAVs. He's definitely going to want to get this assault ship up here to help cover his base runner. Last Rites isn't going to make this very easy to make the capture. Look at these 2 base runners going to fight over who gets up the artifact. Yeah, the interceptor's not having a huge impact on the AAVs. There's 2 artifacts now in the control of Artist. That's a big deal, but there's a railgun up back here for the Sovan. So that railgun's going to change things. If there's not a good answer by the K'Nef, he doesn't even have railgun tech. He's going straight to siege cruiser, but that's a minute away. And I'm seeing more AAVs coming up. Ooh, yeah. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not this can be pulled off by Artist, because going straight to siege cruiser instead of going into railgun. I mean, he could definitely use the railguns right now to push these AAVs back, and there's some pretty nice high ground positions out here where a player could stake up on top of a dune and cover quite a bit of line of sight. So I would think this would be a pretty decent map for railgun. Okay, looks like he's going to try and shut down the base runner. Wrong base runner, though. I don't see an A. Okay, the base runners have a small amount of AA. Nice job taking out the railgun with the interceptors and then getting back safely. 2 artifacts, trying to make a beeline for the extraction zone, but I don't think it's going to happen. There's 2 more railguns and 4 AAVs moving to that vicinity, and I just don't see the military force here that's going to allow that to happen. And we got an artifact run. Missile ships now up too, so the interceptors are soon going to be quite stifled. There's a blast drone. If it could get up into those railguns, that'd be a clutch play. And the interceptors are going to try and clear out the AAVs over here. The missile ships are still too far away to do anything about them at the moment, so this is a good play. These railguns, ooh, one of the railguns goes down. He may get these 2 artifacts, and if that's the case, the Knefi carrier is going to be quite powerful. And there's siege cruisers potentially coming up behind it. Yes, no, there's no siege cruiser. Artist is going to attack bomber, or precision bomber. Look at this, he is going to get the 2 artifacts. Now he's going to lose his base runners here, but he is going to get both artifacts. So he is 1 artifact away from a win. And his carrier now is going to have significant power into the missile systems. Look at that. Interceptors are going to come up, but here's the missile batteries. If they get close enough, they can shut these interceptors down, and these are very veteran interceptors. The interceptors are going to have to be very careful here. Yep, they both got to land, so that was a very nice save there. Very nice save, and a good job there by Artist. Artist has a very shaky military right now, but other than that, like, he's got a very powerful carrier. I don't know what kind of power levels we got in the Soban carrier. Not anywhere near that. And the Soban carrier is not a very good offensive carrier. So Artist is now pushing out siege cruisers. And here comes a attack on the economy, so the Knef carrier is the only hope of stopping that. He's going to use some cruise missiles to help put it in. Oh, wow, nice cruise missiles from that distance. Well done. Well done. Nice. That Knef carrier making its presence felt. There's a lot of Soban railguns up, and they do have damage and armor upgrades. So the Knef carrier is a pretty big danger here, to be honest. But nice grouping of units, pretty nice cruise missile hits there, and they're still grouped up. Last Rites is probably going to want to separate his units up a little. I think we've got a siege cruiser up, but there's so many railguns. The siege cruiser's going to need to watch out. Stay behind a dune. I think it's behind a dune. Yeah, it's got cover right now. Yeah, see how quick that carrier started taking damage? 25% of its health just completely bled off. So only 1 artifact keeps this game from going to Artist, but that is an uphill climb. This is a large Soban army, and the siege cruiser here is going to get absolutely shut down. See those Soban railguns just relentless. The Knef carrier is in grave danger right now. He's going to put his strike fighters up. They're going to get shot down, or his interceptors, they're going to get shot down near instantly. So a desperation move here. Sand skimmer's coming up. Just basically, the Knef carrier's doing everything it can to try and defend itself, but that siege cruiser loss was a big loss. There's a targeting jammer here that it looks like that Soban player might hide behind. Yeah, Artist has put up a nice fight, but I see him at a pretty big disadvantage right now unless he can really get some great cruise missile strikes. And he can really use more power into his cruise missile system to be truly dangerous here. He's going for a siege cruiser range upgrade right now, so it's an interesting pick. Still no railgun tech. Alright, we'll see if the Knef carrier can defend itself against this large Soban force. It's spewing out cruise missiles, but it's down to 60 health, dropping very fast. More railguns on the high ground back here too. The Knef carrier is going to get spanked. It's dead. This game's over. So, Last Rites is going to win on a carrier kill there. Those Soban railguns, when they get rolling, it's hard to stop it. So Last Rites goes up 1-0. Nice fight by Artist. He got put behind a little bit there, I think, on the economy early, and it made it challenging for him the rest of the time. Great job getting out there and capturing those artifacts, though. I mean, he brought it up pretty close on the capture game. He just couldn't get that last one in there. Let's go check out the next game and see whether Artist can bring it back or whether Last Rites is going to push his way on into the semifinal. Oh, the Shallows. This seems to be a popular map, and it's a good map. I like the aesthetics. I like it in terms of balance and layout. It's a lot of fun. It can be rushy. It can be macro heavy. It can bring you a little bit of anything, and I definitely enjoy watching it. So let's see. This time we're going to be watching from the point of view of Last Rites, so do remember that I switch point of view just so that I can cover both players. And here is the Soban carrier of Last Rites in its nice black and gray color scheme here. Looking very awesome. And on the other side of the map, we have Artist. His Knef carrier with the nice purple accent there, and then the green on the back. It's looking pretty sweet. Looks like war paint or something. I like it. So the resourcing begins. Let's review the map just so that for those of you who may be new or may not know the map, we'll talk it through real quick. So each player starts on a resourcing location that's in a bottleneck. There's 2 more resourcing locations nearby that are easily accessible and fairly easily defended, especially the home location. You've got your 3 artifact capture areas out in the center, or artifact spawn areas in the center, and then your extraction zones up to the flanks. You can make some wide flanking around the map, but in the end, you do have to go up through a bottleneck in order to get to the main resourcing location, which is why sometimes you'll see this map go fairly heavy in terms of macro or economy. Here comes the Knef base runner pushing out early. The Knef base runner is quite the machine, having smoke and the ability to deploy blast drones. It can be a pretty dangerous thing. I like the armed logistics modules being plopped here to slow down any rushes. A early support cruiser, so going for a very early greedy economy grab here for Last Rites. Let's check out what he's doing tech-wise. So obviously he's got LAV, and we'll see what he goes into next. But he's going to be able to get to a 2, almost 3 base economy very quickly. He's going to focus his carrier here, but he could always long haul from here, and it's not that long of a haul. So it's a good way to clean up a lot of economy early. So it looks like he's just all economy focused. 2 base runners up once again for the Knef player. Another production cruiser, or the original production cruiser up. 3 base runners. Wow. So it looks like the Knef player is intending to do the same thing, capture a lot of artifacts very quickly to try and get a power lead. There are blast drones streaming out over here too, and they could potentially get some hits, but it's kind of hard to be sneaky with the blast drones in this map. Alright, 3 artifacts up, so let's see if he grabs this one that's closest to Last Rites first. That would be the smarter thing to do, I think. Nope, he grabs the 2 easy ones and then leaves this one. I would think that he would almost want to go for this one first. Use the blast drones to cover and yank it. Oh, yep, so Last Rites sees the blast drones. The blast drones are trying to move in around behind. This one got stunned. Let's see if the blast drone can pick its target. He better blow that one up. There he goes. He got 2 salvagers. Kind of an even trade, at least.
Salvager destroyed.
And he's going to get 2 artifacts as well. I'm surprised he had the other base runner. I'm surprised he didn't just go for the grab on this artifact before there was enough LAVs up to really get dangerous. I think with some smoke and blast drones, he probably could have made that pick and gotten 3 artifacts in the very first run, which would have been a pretty nice opener. But that's a lot of spend on base runners early. We'll see whether or not it pays off. Nice little screen of LAV spreading out. See the sensors coverage that gives Last Rites? This is a nice play, and I've seen lots of good players do it. He can basically see across the entire map. It's like these blast drones, it's not going to be a surprise. He knows they're coming. So LAVs make a very great little sensor network, and that's a great play by Last Rites.
Enemy base runner approaching AO.
Let's see what he's worked on. He's got,
Enemy contact on
looks like he went straight to railgun. Yeah, railgun out on the field. I guess I could have been paying attention. So LAVs and railguns right now.
Enemy signature identified.
Yeah, this base runner's going to have a very hard time getting away with that artifact at this point. That's why I would have liked the early grab better, because there would have been less Soban forces here. Yeah, his sand skimmers here are going to get chewed up. The base runner's trying to make a break. There's more base runners coming up, but Yeah, sand skimmer gets eaten up. The blast drones are trying to come in, but they're going to get chewed up by the sand skimmers as well. And I'm pretty sure that the railgun, he's going to go in here, so it may not get the kill right away. No military, though, for Artist, and this is a problem. He spent so much on these base runners that it's going to cost him here, and that artifact is going to drop. The blast drone warded off the LAVs, but only momentarily.
Coordinates confirmed.
Look at this railgun just sitting back here from this range, just popping shots off.
Hostile strike craft
Yep.
destroyed.
Move order confirmed.
So he's going to lose the artifact. So again, I kind of feel like he should have grabbed that one early. Maybe it would have worked, maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. Artist is going into assault ships, it looks like. Either that or an assault rail. We'll find out. I get those confused sometimes when I look at them. It may be an assault railgun.
Enemy contact on the board.
If it is, it's going to potentially get overwhelmed by all these light attack
Enemy unit
vehicles.
detected.
Yeah, it's an assault railgun.
Threat identified. Adjusting light attack vehicle under fire.
But this is a lot of LAVs. They could gang up on the assault
Enemy
railgun.
contact on
And they are. Assault railgun gets a little work done. Ooh, look at the blast drones. Blow them up, blow them up, blow them up. Oh, what a play, what a play.
An LAV has been lost.
Move order confirmed.
Nice blast drones there. Saved his railgun for now. Here comes the second assault. The assault railgun won't be able to take that. Nice. Last Right's not letting him get away with that. Another assault railgun up and a lot of LAVs down. Let's go to the units lost. Artist is still same number of units lost, but Artist has lost a larger cost.
Guard position
Ooh,
confirmed.
4 Soban railguns up, a second support cruiser. So the economy is going to be looking very good. Look at the economy back here. For some reason,
Set charges.
oh, I say for some reason, he's long hauling. So yeah, the economy of Artist is in bad shape because of the way he's pulled this carrier out here.
Salvager online.
This is not going to be good. He's going to be getting killed on economy. And in this game, that usually spells doom, but we'll see. I'm not going to write him off. The assault railguns might be good against balls of sands or LAVs, but these Soban railguns, if they get the line of sight, they are going to wreck the assault railguns. And they're going to do it from very long range.
Enemy signature identified.
6 railguns on the field now
Tracking hostile.
for the Soban.
Destination set. Railgun online.
Yeah, he's got the double production queue, so
Green.
lots of resources pouring in and construction units and
LAV construction
a
complete.
dominant army right now on the battlefield for Last Rights. I would say that Artist is in very big trouble. Very big trouble.
Tracking enemy target.
Hammer, get
These
it over
railguns get line of sight, they're going to shut this down.
there. LAV
There it is.
construction complete.
Think there's another hill. Nope.
LAV
Base runner's dead.
destroyed. LAV taking effective fire.
Clear to move and engage.
Ooh, yep, base runner's dead.
Hostile forces have dropped an artifact.
Only 3 assault railguns to try and hold out against all these LAVs and 6 Soban railguns. And let's take a look. No upgrades yet in the Soban railguns.
Reposition.
Look at this, just devastating from a distance.
Light attack vehicle online.
Yeah, Artist is, he's gonna die. There's no other way to say it, he's gonna die here.
Kenneth carrier
Economy is in the favor of Last Rights.
Complete.
The army is in favor, so unless he pulls out some kind of Kanefi miracle at the hands of Sejuk,
inbound.
I'm pretty sure Last Rights is going to take this home and move his way into the semifinal, or the round of 4.
Hostile sand skimmer on sensor.
I want to watch the cinematic view here. This is beautiful. This game is lovely.
Kenneth carrier inbound.
Spectrum analysis
Ooh.
has identified an artifact.
Railgun under fire.
A couple railguns got toasted. The Knef cruiser not going down easy.
Enemy signature identified.
It is taking damage though. More cruise missiles up.
Tracking hostile.
Nice dodge. Well, for some of them, this railgun still ate it.
Light attack vehicle
There's
under
assault
fire.
railguns up. They're trying to keep the ball of LAVs back.
LAV has been lost.
Another nice dodge.
Move confirmed.
Let's see how Last Rights continues to push the attack here. He's using his LAVs to harass and kind of draw some fire. And then if he, yep, see him moving his railguns in here and getting the angle. Nice angle through this line of sight here.
Keep up the pressure. We're countering hard.
So I like how the LAVs are kind of the threat and distraction, allowing the railguns to do the real heavy hitting. Base runner's gonna drop.
Watch it. We
Ooh, nice cruise missile there.
Enemy contact
Being
on
backed up
sensors.
like this with the economy mostly shut down. Now these salvagers should be able to get over here and do some salvaging, but they're kind of hiding up there on the hill. So turtled up at the moment is the Kenneth carrier. Oh my goodness, just look at the Soban railguns streaming out of here.
Ready. Enemy unit detected.
Wow.
Green line confirmed.
And cruiser fabrication, yeah, I don't know, it hasn't been researched because he hasn't done AAV.
Hostile threat marked on sensors.
Just lots of railguns,
Ready.
which are now
Enemy
damage
sand skimmer
upgraded.
on approach.
LAVs have an armor upgrade.
Move order confirmed.
Hostile sand skimmer on sensors.
Look at this ball of Soban railguns. Not just any railguns too, Soban railguns. Very, very dangerous units.
Light attack vehicle online.
So Soban, or the Kenneth carrier
Hostile
pushing
sand
out
skimmer
again.
on sensors.
Let's check its power level.
Enemy sand skimmer on approach.
Not as significant as the last match.
An LAV is
LAVs
LAV taking effect.
tying up enemy units early. Look at these railguns just hammering away at the Kenneth carrier. Cruise missiles inbound, but they missed. I love the sound of those Soban railguns. So menacing.
Authentication confirmed.
Railgun engaging enemy unit.
Look at those LAVs ramping through there. That's some pretty sweet action.
Enemy contact on
Ooh,
the
those cruise missiles though. Oh! But I don't think it's going to be enough to save the Kenneth carrier. Some beautiful cruise missiles, but goodbye, Kenneth carrier. May Sejuk bless you in the afterlife. GG, artist. GG.
Let's roll out.
Last Rites is a great player. He's not going to make it easy, and he is pretty crafty with the Soban. Pretty crafty indeed. And I think he proved it here. I like the gutsy early captures that were being gone for there by Artist. We've seen that strategy before, and we've actually seen it be pretty successful before, and so it was interesting to see him go for it. It didn't work for him this time, but I remember seeing that successful, and I can't remember who it was, if it was Sparrow or Majir or someone else I saw do it, that it was pretty incredible. Like, they got their carrier powered way up with all the artifact captures, and then just came out and dominated. Or maybe it was even Last Rites. Maybe it was Last Rites. I can't remember, because I know he played a good Kenneth game not too long ago, too. That was fun. Appreciate both players. Artist, thank you for the entertaining games. Last Rites, thank you for the game. Hope you all enjoyed this one. Guess what? Next match up, we're in the semifinal. So we're going to have our final four going on. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I'll see you back in the deserts of Kharak soon.